unrealistic before tonight. Now I think it's realistic. There might be pressure on Biden to drop out, right? I don't think that the way that they normally conduct these debates, the expectation, I don't think that by the expectation game that this was a particularly weak performance for Biden. But I'm seeing CNN not go with expectations. That this is what they always do. We'll see in the morning how the clips are taken, what clips get made, which clips are resonated, which clips are, people are watching, and how people think about it. I don't think Biden will drop out. It is his choice, right? David Axelrod's right about that, right? If Biden wants to run, he's going to be the candidate. If Biden doesn't, but I think there's going to be more pressure on him now to drop out than there was before. And it felt like they were ready to jump on him. That's my analysis of this, right? That the Democratic establishment had their knives out for Biden, and that there were very few performances in this debate that we're gonna anyway. I just lost power from my earbud. Sorry for talking so loud. It's probably because I was listening in one ear and talking in the other. But yeah, the knives are out for Biden, and it is understandable. I do think he's a weak candidate. I do think that he's a historically weak candidate. I also said that about Hillary, and also say that about Trump. But yeah, it's kind of wild that there wasn't a real primary challenge for this guy. There should have been. He needed a primary challenge, if nothing else than just to test him out and see how sharp he is anymore, right? He needed to have to debate some people in the primary. This is what sucks about the Democrats. If they can help it, if they can get out of it, they will avoid a primary. You get in trouble for primarying, a president, right? And it's thought of as weakening them. And I don't think that's true. I think that what a primary does is it brings attention towards your party and your, president, if you've got an incumbent. And it also, forces that person to sharpen up. It tests him out, in the case of Biden, in the case of somebody who's pushing, like, I don't know, what is he, like 82? Biden should be made to debate Destiny. Yeah, that's how we'll decide it. We'll see how he does against Destiny. Destiny will debate him, and it'll be like, Destiny will be like, I think you should drop out. And Biden will be like, no, Jack, I'm not dropping out. Corn Pop would have wanted me to stay in the race up until the, I don't know, chat. For the record, chat, I don't think that the performance by Biden is as weak as they are saying it was, but I do think that their opinion of it, the opinion of the establishment of the Democratic Party, the centrist establishment of CNN, I probably counts a lot more than my analysis of it, right? So if they decided that this year they're not going to do the expectation game, which is generally how they analyze a debate, then if they're going to have their knives out for Biden, they're going to make a run to push him out of the to push him out of the election. And I don't know who they're going to replace him with, right? People have talked about Michelle Obama. Michelle Obama has indicated she has no interest in running. People have talked about Kamala Harris. She's the vice president. She would be the obvious replacement, right? You've also got Gavin Newsom, who's being talked up, but I talk about a weak candidate. I mean, Gavin Newsom looks like he's going to sell you a used car. Like, Gavin Newsom is not somebody that I think just his presentation, like, right, he's a good speaker and everything, but I don't think people trust Gavin Newsom. I don't think people like Gavin Newsom. Any other ideas about replacements for Biden? Because that's literally what CNN is talking about right now. Do you not think a quick halftime change would now... No, that's a good point, Luna. Like, look, whoever they would replace Biden with is going... I'm not saying that they should replace Biden. I think that Biden should have had a stronger... Biden should have had more primary opponents, and they should have really made him debate, right? They should have done a real primary. The Democrats missed out. They always think that holding a primary is going to hurt their candidates, and I just don't think that's true. I think they need to test their candidates, especially, in a situation like this. But I don't know. Like, it's not an easy thing to change horses in midstream, as Luna is saying right now. It's risky and it shows weakness. Yeah. There's not a lot of good choices, are there? And this is what happens when his presentation is Coastal Elite 100% Sasha G, 100%. He's going to turn 82 just after Election Day. Even Midas Touch is saying that this is not a good night for Biden. You apologized for trolling earlier. I didn't see you trolling. Maybe you were trolling, though. We do a little trolling around here. And the debate was so sad. Yeah, people are saying that they thought that Biden lost. I watched it. I don't really... It's hard to pick a winner amongst those losers. But I would normally expect the media to judge Biden not necessarily by his performance, but by the expectation that was set up for him, which was not good, right? Biden, the expectation was not high. The expectation was that he would like dodder around and like, you know, get lost in the middle of the... Yeah, they're both god awful. I don't think Biden knows who he is. Well, I mean, like, that's not what I got from the debate, though, right? Like, at times he spoke way too softly, right? Conspicuously softly. As far as Biden seeming out of it, right? That's the only, you know, that's the only part of the debate that kind of goes along with that. He crapped himself at one point. Did you see him hunch over or something? Almost seemed like they were having trouble projecting they were both having trouble projecting their voices. Yeah, I mean, and Biden, like I said, he started slow. Once he got going, you know, he hit a small stride, and then by the time we were like an hour and 15 minutes into the debate, he started to kind of slow down and he started to talk softer. And he started, and yeah, like Chat's mentioned, like, right, there were many opportunities for Biden that he did not take. There were many, there were many layups. I think somebody in chat said that, like, he kept on getting thrown layups. Yeah, so, like, and the biggest one was this, right? Trump talking about CO2 emissions going down during his tenure in office, right? So, you know, the last year of his presidency, much lower CO2 emissions. There's a reason for that. It's called the pandemic, right? People weren't going anywhere, right? So that's not really a claim. That's not the flex that Trump thinks it is. Trump released his intention to use that as a talking point, right? Somebody sent him that talking point and he screenshotted it and he put it up on Truth Social, right? Biden's team should have been all over that because that's an easy one to knock down. Donald, you didn't reduce CO2 emissions. You don't even believe in climate change. You lying motherfucker. Right? That was the pandemic that lowered CO2 emissions. And he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that. So that is sad. Yeah, and that was not the only opportunity that Biden missed. The entire CNN panel, that's true, sorry, VR, knives out for Biden. And this is what I'm thinking. That's not just CNN being CNN, okay? That's not just the opinion of the panelists that happen to be on CNN. That is the opinion of the, you know, the centrist establishment at CNN. And I'm going to say that is probably also, considering who's on that stage, like including David Axelrod and Van Jones, this is the Democratic establishment's opinion. They want Biden out. And I kind of didn't expect that. I kind of thought they were riding. They were riding once again with Biden. They're not going to wait because, like, what, you know, if you really want to know what effect the debate's going to have, you'd wait till tomorrow. You would see what clips were spreading, what clips were being watched, and how people were analyzing them, right? You know, like there's going to be, the clips are going to be huge. The individual, like, you know, 30 second to like 2-minute clips, right, that are going to be floating around on Twitter and elsewhere, are going to be a big part of what the overall narrative. It's not going to matter as much the like narrative of the debate, like the, you know, the horse race, as it were, or the football game or whatever you want to call it, right? That's not going to be as important because most people aren't going to watch the whole debate. Most people are going to watch clips, the clips that come to them through the algorithm, right? And however they take those clips is going to be how the debate is perceived, right? So we don't even really know yet how the debate is going to be perceived, but that CNN panel, not waiting before they set the narrative. And the narrative that they've got now is that they want to replace Biden. And I don't know if they're going to try to push Newsom. I don't know if they're going to try to push Kamala. I don't know if they're going to try to draft Michelle Obama, right? Any of these are possibilities. But they want Biden out. And it's my contention that they made that decision prior to the debate. I don't think this is actually about the debate. I think this is something that's been percolating for a really long time. Cenk Uygur has said it. A lot of James Carville has he's a political operative for Bill Clinton, right? The Raging Cajun, James Carville, like, right? There's a lot of these establishment Dems that have the. In fact, I think maybe even Axelrod has said something to this effect before. Would love to see Bernie take the spot. Oh my God. I mean, whisper of a dream. I just don't see the Democratic Party getting behind like the establishment, the people that their knives are out for Biden. I don't think Bernie is, also older than Biden. Like, I mean, some of the concern, like, okay, so the concern for Biden is like, one, that he's old as fuck, right? But Trump is also old as fuck, right? So that shouldn't matter. But two, that he looks, talks, and acts old as fuck. And that, if he gets taken out, if he doesn't end up running as the candidate, that's going to be the nail in his coffin, is that he looks, talks, and acts like, like he's out of it, like he's too old, right? Bernie does not. Bernie is old as fuck. Bernie is older than Biden, older than Trump, older than Biden, older than dirt, okay? Bernie Sanders is. But he doesn't sound, he doesn't feel, he doesn't act that old, right? So, I mean, I guess it's possible in terms of, I just don't see the Democratic establishment, like, they fucking hate Bernie. Even when he does, everything he can for Hillary, even when he does everything that he can for Biden, he earns no credit. And I doubt that Bernie could take it. I doubt that Bernie can take it. Bernie's also disappointed, people that are concerned about what's going on in Gaza for a lot of the same reason as Biden. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll know more tomorrow, I guess. They're gonna put Hillary in. Yo, SM. That's my fear. That's my ultimate fear. I've had fucking nightmares, not literally, but like, nightmare. Like, you wake up and you're like, what if they bring Hillary? You know what I mean? That kind of thing, right? That's a nightmare. Bernie is running for Congress again, but I think you're right, Luna Rose. I don't think Bernie wants to throw his hat into the ring. And like, I don't know what this is going to look like, right? I don't know what replacing Biden would look like, but I do know now that there is a strong appetite for doing that. The niece of Donald Trump has joined the Biden election team. The niece of Donald Trump. Wait, so that's like the niece is like the daughter of Donald Trump's brother or sister. They got the niece. Big news. The niece has landed. The niece is part of the Biden team now. That debate convinced the niece. The niece was like, that was a damn good debate, Biden. I'm glad you drank the Code Red Mountain Dew. Mary Trump. Okay, Mary Trump has been, I guess, pretty negative towards Donald for a while. So